Relationships require work, compromise, and patience. But sometimes, there comes a point when enough is enough. If your partner consistently exhibits certain toxic behaviors or makes specific concerning statements, it may be time to reevaluate the health of your bond. Don't ignore the red flags if your significant other starts uttering phrases that signal detachment, disrespect, or contempt. While no one is perfect, certain words warrant walking away to preserve your self-worth. Welcome to the Woman Signals channel. If you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss a single video upload. Here are 10 key statements that indicate it's time to emotionally distance yourself and potentially leave the relationship. This relationship is too much work. Healthy partnerships do take conscious effort and maintenance. But if she outright voices that your relationship feels like constant drudgery, pay close attention. This signals she's given up trying to tend to your bond's needs. She's already got one foot out the door and sees the union as a burden rather than cherishing the commitment. Relationships hit rough patches, but both parties should want to tough it out and come through stronger. If she tosses her hands up in defeat, then the magic sustaining your love has likely vanished for her. I love you, but. Be wary when "I love you" comes with a "but" attached at the end. This phrase subtly negates the words of affection and reveals emotional distance. For example, "I love you but I'm having doubts," or "I love you but this isn't working." When your partner backtracks her love proclamations this way, she's already questioning the whole foundation. This phrase also frequently precedes critical attacks, passive aggression, or abrupt relationship 180s. She knows "I love you" will soften the blow she's about to deliver. If your partner starts attaching "buts" to love confessions, she likely has already checked out mentally and the end is nigh. You've changed. Relationships evolve people, but abrupt allegations of change are often a cop-out. It's easier to blame problems on "you've changed" rather than own up to the accuser's shifts. When your partner says this arbitrarily, ask for specific examples. Chances are any changes are just you asserting boundaries or elevating your standards. If she can't give tangible evidence but still hurls "you've changed" accusations, recognize it as manipulation. People do grow within relationships, but not inherently for the worse. Unless you've negatively transformed into an unrecognizable person, this gaslighting phrase is just a defense tactic people deploy when they want to play victim. We want different things. Early relationship bliss can blind partners to gaps in compatibility long-term. Once the hazy honeymoon period wears off, diverging desires reveal themselves. If she ultimately decides your life visions and goals don't align, this spells ultimate doom no matter how strongly you feel for one another. Don't waste time trying to convince her similarities exist if they genuinely don't. Once she admits your futures don't match up, the nail is already in the coffin. I need space. Wanting some alone time away from a partner now and then is reasonable. But if she insists she needs perpetual space, in general, that directly contradicts the definition of a partnership. Her needing constant distance means she's likely checked out of the relationship already mentally and is looking for an escape plan. Suggesting space is often just a gentler lead into the inevitable breakup. Unless she specifically clarifies this space will be temporary and productive, separating is just the first step in splitting up for good. So get clear on just how space-focused she plans to be going forward. I'm not happy. No one should remain miserably stuck in a situation that drains their spirit. But be wary if she casually tosses out blanket statements about being unhappy in general. First, ask questions to pinpoint the source. Is she unhappy with you, herself, the relationship, or just life stressors? Vague unhappiness claims are often a cop-out to avoid introspection. If she ultimately says she's unhappy specifically with your connection, believe her. People intrinsically know when a relationship isn't right. Ignoring her gut impulse will only prolong the inevitable. Of course, effort should be made to reignite joy before conceding defeat. But if she insists she's fundamentally not happy despite best efforts, the compatibility is off. I don't know what I want. Healthy relationships require two people who enthusiastically opt in. But if she expresses ambivalence about staying together, take it seriously. Saying, "I don't know what I want," means she doesn't want you or the relationship enough. If she's thinking of bailing, she has already disengaged her heart. This phrase also gives her license to keep stringing you along while she weighs options. Don't let vagueness give false hope. Wishy-washy interest equals disinterest. Demand clarity. If she avoids confirming the relationship's direction, she's just too scared to let you down straightforwardly. I need more from a relationship. It's admirable to know your worth and seek a truly fulfilling bond. But beware if she vaguely asserts needing more without specifics. First, ask for precise ways she would like the relationship to improve or holes she needs filled. If she responds with actionable requests, you can evaluate whether they're reasonable changes to make or not. However, if she continues making vague statements about needing more, but can't articulate what more means, she's likely just itching for passion she can only find outside the relationship. If you've asked repeatedly for clarity to no avail, accept that her ambiguous "more" is you simply not being enough. She either wants out or is buying time to line up your replacement. I'm bored. Boredom is the death knell of love. It's normal for passion to fluctuate in long relationships, but blunt boredom admissions signal she has mentally checked out. This phrase means she sees no romance, excitement, or intrigue left with you. She's given up trying to reignite the spark that initially connected you. Don't let boredom statements hurt your pride. They often say more about her inability to appreciate you than any deficiency on your part. But also acknowledge romantic boredom is nearly impossible to recover from. Once that blunt boredom confession slips out, the nail in the coffin has been hammered. We're not right for each other. Once she concludes you two aren't fundamentally compatible, no heartfelt pleas or efforts to adapt will reverse that belief. Resisting this statement will just breed resentment once rose-colored glasses come off. The kindest but heart-wrenching favor she can do is clearly say you ultimately don't fit. This phrase indicates she has likely pondered your matchup from all angles and finally decided for good that your puzzle pieces don't interconnect. If she reached this hard conclusion, logical arguments won't persuade her differently. For both your sakes, accept incompatibility and move forward separately. Better matches exist for you both. I don't want a relationship right now. Nowadays, people get embroiled without establishing intentions. But if she directly says she doesn't want an actual relationship, shield your heart. This isn't code for "try harder to win me over." It means she genuinely doesn't see you as boyfriend material right now. Maybe past trauma or other priorities have eclipsed her interest in commitment. Regardless, take her at face value. She's not ready or willing to be a real partner. Of course, single life is her prerogative. But the "not ready" admission gives you permission to also lie freely. Don't pine after someone unwilling to reciprocate in a real relationship. It's not you, it's me. No phrase screams, "It's over," more loudly than the cliché, "It's not you, it's me." This trite line is used to soften the blow, but the message is clear. She's likely trying to spare hurt feelings, but make no mistake, it's not you, it's me. Translates to, it's definitely you. This kiss-off line is the definition of wanting out graciously. Don't let politeness cloud the truth. If she's saying she needs to work on herself solo, it means she doesn't see you in her future journey anymore. While initially upsetting, down the road this phrase is a gift. It allows both people to walk away with dignity rather than trading hurtful blame. So there you have it, 10 pivotal phrases no one in a relationship ever hopes to hear, but that undeniably signal the end is nigh. If your partner starts uttering these relationship death knells, engage immediately to either work toward resolution or begin grieving the loss. The danger with these phrases is their vagueness. She drops them casually, assuming you'll shrug them off or stay stuck in denial. Don't allow her lack of clarity to create false hope. The time to address issues is when she first makes concerning statements, not after it evolves into a definite breakup. Communication and couples counseling can mend misunderstandings before they become insurmountable. But if such efforts fail, demonstrate true strength by walking away once she confirms your relationship's expiration date through words and actions. You both deserve partners truly thrilled to be with you. Her statements make it clear she no longer burns with desire for you or the relationship you built. Once her feelings definitively fade, the relationship can't be revived through sheer force of will. So approach concerning phrases with rational maturity, not blind refusal to let go. Of course, splitting up will crush you temporarily. But once the grief passes, her words free you to find fulfillment with someone ready to cherish you. Staying together once she checks out emotionally only breeds dysfunction and misery. Use her statements as the impetus to rediscover your sense of identity beyond just the relationship. In the end, any woman willing to walk away wasn't right for you anyway. Her leaving clears space in your life journey for someone who joyfully stays. Rather than desperately clung to unsalvageable relationships, use these phrases as turning points to walk away with strength, wisdom, and dignity intact. You'll thank yourself later when you find the woman who makes parting unimaginable. Your soulmate won't just commit, she'll communicate consistently that she can't picture life without you. Never accept less than 100% mutual desire. Settling breeds regret that can poison future chances at real love. The woman meant for you long haul won't just profess love. She'll back it up with actions that confirm you're her permanent priority. She won't just say you're essential, she'll make you feel it daily. While no relationship is perfect, frontal honesty allows both people to either repair or walk away cleanly. Vague ultimatums reveal she's already half gone. So don't ignore red flags in what she says or does. Her statements loudly signal when it's time to stop clinging to a sinking ship. Though excruciating temporarily, ultimately walking away will set you free to build the forever love you deserve. Hope you enjoyed this video, friends. If so, show some love with a thumbs up. Your feedback means everything, so sound off in the comments. Share this with pals who need the advice. Want to fuel more content? Use the Super Thanks button below to buy us coffee. We seriously appreciate each and every one of you. Can't wait to connect again soon.